Hello, and welcome to this fireside chat where we will discuss briefly how the copyright policy here at Pennsylvania College of Health Sciences came to be. This is the book from which I will be reading the entire policy and other documentation. Sit back and enjoy. Copyright policy. One book, two books. Red book, blue book. I'm not going to read this whole thing. And probably what I just did is a potential violation of copyright law. I'm not sure, because I was kind of using the phrasing of Dr. Seuss at the beginning of my presentation. But I digress. So, first and foremost, I'm Joy Verner, and I am the Institutional Research and Compliance Coordinator here at PA College. Sorry that I cannot be with you today in person. I'm at the beach with my family, and the beach is a good place to be. Vacation is often a good thing to do with one's family. So again, very much sorry that I can't be present with you in person, but I'll try to just capture the little bit that I was going to share today. Not a whole lot. The big heavy lifting is being done by other people. I'm just here to give a real quick summary of how this policy came to be and to let you know what you can do if you have any questions or concerns about the policy after your training session today. Or is it educational development session? I'm not sure. So, that being said, I took some snapshots of these. I'm so techie. But basically, the history of the policy is, in August of 2013, Cynthia McClellan developed a draft policy, and that policy was then circulated to a small group of faculty who took a number of hours to take a look at it, review it, discuss it, insert comments and questions, and that group was Krista White, Karen Dielman, and Jonathan Crothers. They reviewed the draft and submitted back suggestions and questions and comments, and that was in November of 2013. From there, in April of 2014, this is the first time that this document came to the Administrative Policy Committee, and that was an initial review and their further discussions regarding the suggestions and comments. From there, I had actually just started at the college in March, and so that was my first meeting involving really that entire policy committee. And so from there, I was tasked with taking it back with sort of an ad hoc group to take a look at some of the suggestions and questions that have been raised by faculty. And in July and December of 2014, we had a couple of meetings with that group to hammer out a few more details. And then finally, February of this year, February of 2015, the policy was approved by the Administrative Policy Committee, and it is the version that you are currently holding. I know there were concerns, specifically raised by the faculty members who had given the input, that a number of the things weren't changed or addressed in the policy. And just to clarify, in terms of a policy document, we're just outlining in this policy really a restatement of what is federal law in regard to copyright legislation and rules, kind of rules of engagement, if it were. And we're trying to capture that and provide that to the members of our community, both faculty, staff, and students who might be intersecting with the realities of what it means to use materials and provide reference to materials in the context of a classroom setting and in other settings as well in an educational environment. So that being said, the policy document is really just echoing the federal laws in that regard and trying to explain what the resources are on our campus, who those people might be, and to provide a lot of information to people as well. This is a somewhat unique policy because there's a lot of information in the world on this. And as we grow this policy, we'll be able to hone in on what it means to our community and maybe address some of the specific concerns that are relevant here at PA College. And so to that end, the implementation has begun of the policy as it has been approved in February of 2015. We annually review policies and make any updates or necessary changes. And so don't worry, if you have concerns today or questions, there'll be a chance for you to address those and submit them to the committee for review. In terms of policy implementation, today's session actually June 15th of 2015, is the first installment in this policy education. And a big thanks to Krista White for requesting that this session be developed. Again, just really trying to meet the needs of faculty, folks who are intersecting with students and providing a lot of information via curriculum and teaching, and wanting to do so in a way that is in compliance with federal law. And so for that end, tip of the hat, kudos to Krista White for coming together with some folks and bringing forward this training session. And a round of applause to all those people out there from library, online learning, innovation, other things. I don't know the names of everything. It's a lot of information, but to Marie, Erica, Lisa, and other partners that are involved in the training session today. So that being said, final note, if you do have questions or concerns after you go through this or after you work with this, and maybe you've come in with a lot of questions already, please do not hesitate to get those to us. We're interested in those. We want to take a look at them and determine if something would then be warranted to make a change to our policy, or just pass that along for more development and education in terms of equipping our staff and faculty to know what all of this means on the ground and at the frontline implementation of it. So if you do have questions or concerns, please direct them to Dave Zobek. He is, as effective July 1 of this year, the faculty member that will be representing you on the Administrative Policy Committee. And Krista White had been that representative, and sadly she is moving on to new horizons and exciting opportunities. And we welcome Dave as he comes to take on the role and function of representing faculty on the Administrative Policy Committee. So again, if you have any suggestions, please send them through Dave Zobek, and then we will take those items and consider them, and they'll be discussed at the next time that this policy is reviewed. As I said, it's annual, so I do believe it will be on the roster of those policies being reviewed in the fall. We function on a fall and spring semester basis, and a number of policies, scads, truckloads, wheelbarrowfuls of policies. Okay, not that many, but we do have a lot of them. And so it will be scheduled for review in the upcoming academic year, 2015-16, very likely in the fall, and we very much welcome your input. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks so much for signing up for this session, and I hope that it's valuable to you and that we can benefit as well from your knowledge and expertise and experiences with copyright law. Thanks again, and like I said, I'm at the beach next week, so deal with it. Thanks again. Take care. The joy of compliance. The reading has ended. Oh, the places you'll go. Once again, I might be violating copyright law by referencing Dr. Seuss language. I don't know. Talk amongst yourselves. Thanks.